now we're going to see if there is no result, then that's a problem. A result will be given back even if it's a result of nothing. So we have to allow for that kind of contingency. We're going to say, sorry, there has been a technical hitch. We cannot enter your details. And because this is not very likely to happen without a severe problem happening, we're not going to try and let them log in again because this is too severe a problem. So after that if statement, then we can conclude that a result has been returned from this database query, and then we're going to check whether there has really been a match. We're going to check that by using MySQL numRows, and we're going to say if the result is greater than 0, which means that it was able to find a record in the users table where the name was the same as the user variable that the user has just entered in the form given at the end of this script and has been passed back to the script, and the password that they've given has also been correct. If there has been a match, then there'll be one result. There shouldn't be more than one result because we're going to try to keep the usernames unique. However, we should allow for the possibility of another part of our system going wrong, so we're just going to say greater than 0 rather than 1. If this is true, then we're going to set the logged in user variable to the username that was provided by the user, and then we're going to register the logged in user variable using the syntax we discovered in the movie before last. Then we'll give them a little welcome message, and we'll use the name that they have just told us. And then we're going to echo those links that we defined at the beginning of this script. And we're not going to show them the form again, the HTML form, because they've just logged in, so we need to exit our script. If, however, there was no result found, as in no rows found in the MySQL result, then we should let them know that their login attempt has been unsuccessful. And after this message, we do want the form to be displayed again, so we're not going to put an exit statement there. Else if, now this else if is referring not to this if statement, but to, as we can see from the indentation, this if statement right up here. So if the user and password were not both entered, then this could mean one of two things. It could mean that the user has come freshly new to the site. However, we shouldn't, as I've mentioned before, expect the users to behave in a logical manner. It could also be because they filled in the username but not the password, or they filled in the password and left the username blank. So we're going to check for that kind of contingency by this condition here, which basically says if the user variable has something in it, or if the pass variable has something in it. We don't need to specify what's called an XOR, which is an exclusive condition that will return true only if user or pass is true but not both, because we've allowed for the condition of both in this statement up here. So if the user has only filled in part of the details, then we need to let them know that they've made a mistake. So we just tell them fill in both fields and leave another couple of line breaks. And then that's our PHP script. Let's save that, and we're going to go over to the browser and try out our two scripts. First of all, we're going to go to the entrance.html page and we're going to choose the login. Now we're going to try a username, and first we're going to try a username that doesn't exist at all and a random password. We're told that the login is invalid, which is good. Then we're going to try putting in a username with no password. We're told that we haven't filled in both fields, which is good. Should try it the other way too. It allows for both contingencies. Now, the final thing we should do is to use the data that we entered in Movie 1 to our database to see if this really works. Let me in was the password, and we're going to try logging in, and it's accepted Mr. X and logged him in. I recommend with this script, as with some others previously, that because it's quite complicated, you try to create this, duplicate this on your own system and have a tinker around and get familiar with what every part of the script is doing before we proceed to the next movie, when we're going to get the users to log out.